Well, media intelligence providers ROI Africa have joined hands with actor Ivan Zummermann in his challenge, which is to travel from Cairo to Cape Town, get this, in a mountain bike with the intention of collecting cans of food for the hungry. Well, joining us now to discuss that further is ROI Africa MD Tonya Khoury. She joins us to explain this challenge, which takes place between the 9th of January and the 9th of May in 2015. A very good morning to you, Tonya. Thank you so very much for joining.
Good morning, Ayanda.
Joining us, I should say. Perhaps I'm a little overwhelmed about this trip from Cairo to Cape Town on a mountain bike. Tell us about how that started and how you fit in.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you take a bicycle, really, all the way from Cairo to Cape Town. It's done by ROI Africa. They do it ever so often, and the initiative is to raise food for the hungry. So Ivan Zummermann, a local South African, is taking up the challenge. I think he's nuts. And he's going to be doing it over a 4-month period. And he'll be checking in via social media. It'll be one of the first social media drives across the continent. So we got involved to provide him with intelligence and statistics on how to further extend the campaign so that more people can get involved.
And how do people get involved? Is he going around collecting the cans as he travels? Is he going to collect them when he comes back to South Africa? How is it going to work?
Here in South Africa, locally, there'll be collection points. So people are encouraged to go to Ivan Zummermann's website, ivanzummermann.com, or they can come to roiafrica.com and we will tell them where. And basically, he's traveling 12,000 kilometers and he wants to collect 1 can for every kilometer. So 12,000 cans, and we can drop them off at there's distribution points all over the country.
And who will be some of the recipients of these food parcels or the cans?
They'll be the hungry people in South Africa, and it'll be handled by the Hannah Charity Foundation. So they will then distribute from there. It's a great initiative. But is this guy nuts? I think so.
Listen, you and me both. I can think of a lot of things I'd rather be doing. But do these initiatives work, Tonya? And I ask you this because there are a number of people who will perhaps want to swim from point A to point B, or canoe, or climb a mountain, etc., to raise awareness. Do these initiatives work, or do we just sort of gasp for a minute or two and think he's absolutely nuts and then go about our day-to-day life?
You know, Ayanda, I'm a big a speaker on what we call slacktivism. You know, you carry a hashtag and all of a sudden you believe you did something good, like bring back our girls. Did it bring back our girls? No, it absolutely didn't. Even the Ice Bucket Challenge, to a certain degree, may have raised awareness, but did it raise funding? Probably not. So I think the fact, and it irks me when campaigns like this are not married with a call to action. The fact that he is collecting a can a kilo, and that's the campaign name, can a kilo, that I think will work. Because it's 1 can of food, you drop it at your local garage or sports centre or whatever, wherever the distribution point is, and it's a small thing, but it's going to make a massive difference to the whole. And that's why we got involved, because from a social media and an online news perspective, we can track where he's going and what people are saying. And he'll be feeding back daily on a hashtag Leaders Never Quit. So please, can he not quit? But I don't know, I'll quit before I started.
So you need to encourage him.
We
I'm
have
sure
to
there'll be those days
him.
where he's thinking, why am I doing this again?
Yes.
I mean, I could be doing a number of other things. But how do we, or how do you at least, keep track of all the cans, who's donated what, and make sure that they don't end up in the wrong hands? How are you going to keep a log of what's coming?
That's a good question. And that's one really for the Hannah Foundation. They are the charity drive behind this, and they'll be dealing with that. But what we're doing is we are monitoring the traffic to get the message across to the world at large, but really for the South Africans here at home. So what we do, we have some smart technology that tracks 206 million platforms, and Twitter is just one of those. And we will measure where people are talking about it and where people are talking about Ivan and his crazy expedition. We'll then encourage more people to get involved from that side, and hopefully that'll then raise further awareness and people will actually donate.
Let's talk a bit about the sustainability aspect of it now. You spoke about such initiatives being linked to a call to action in order for them to be more effective. How do you plan on raising awareness, perhaps about food security on the continent, perhaps about other issues of malnutrition and hunger? Is there a bit of a spin-off where you're dealing with that, or is it just, raising food or donations for food once off?
Ayanda, what is great is that there are some very big organizations involved in this initiative, and they're organizations like Sage Pastel and people like that, people who have big names, who can carry big messages. And so we're using these points to get the message across, to take it down to the people at home like you and I, that we can get that one can and drop it off and feed a starving child. That's the idea.
And of course, you said that your role in all of this, you're going to also find out some statistics about some of the areas where he'll be traveling. Talk to us about those areas. I mean, a lot of scary places, I'd imagine, especially with the light of, I'm hating to be really dull and dreary, but we've got issues of Ebola, there's a civil war in parts. Where exactly is he going to be stopping over?
And all this on a bicycle.
On a bicycle?
On a bicycle.
Yeah.
He's starting in Egypt, and then he's traveling down to Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. So 10 countries, 12,000 kilometers, and it should take about 4 months. I think his actual estimated cycling time is about 95 days solid, and they have a rest period in between of about 27.
Now, how fit is he?
He better be fit.
He better be fit. He better be fit.
He better be fit.
Yeah.
He is fit, and this guy's crazy. I mean, he's an extreme sportsman. He loves it, and I often say I think he has ADD because he is so full on and ready to go with such gusto. So we wish him all the very, very best, and I'm very glad it's not me.
Yeah, listen, you and me both. Yes. But I'm wondering whether or not we can put the website up as we speak so we can get some information. We can't do so now, but I know that you'll be able to give that website address to us, and we'll be able to just check in on progress. I think it's very important as well, not only just because we're inquisitive, but also to see if we can encourage him and see how far he's gone. I love the fact that he hasn't shied away from key areas on the continent, but he's actually really roughing it. Is he going to be getting any help?
No. So the thing is that even if the bicycle gets a puncture, he has to fix it himself. He has a tent on his back, and in each country there's a group of people. Okay, so he's not on his own, at least. But if he'll stop in each country, and as he goes, he'll pack his tent, and if something goes wrong with the bicycle, Ivan has to fix it.
He must just be strong.
And leaders never quit.
I like that. Well, let's leave it there. Thank you so very much for joining us. Please promise to keep us informed about the stops and what's happening with the progress thereof.
We'd be delighted. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for joining us. We are going